Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Matt the Rockin' Crocheter. Um, I hope everybody's having a good Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. Over the weekend, a little bit of happenings. Hung out with Spring the Fiber Enthusiast and Russ at It's Raining Yarn. Went on a panel, talked about crochet, talked about yarn, and very much talked about food, which that always comes. That's a common thing. It comes up with everybody. So it was a kick in the head. Michi came in and she was in the chat. Talked about some German food. It was cool. Had a really good time. I know I've been shouting her out, and I'll put it in the descriptions of this one too. And I'll be doing it until she actually hits her mark. Um, she's like, I want to say like 200 away from hitting a milestone for her. So Michi, the links for Michi, if you haven't, I know quite a few have come over um, from Michi's live because she's mentioned me. But if you haven't seen Michi's Crochet Nook, please, I'll put the link in the description. Go over there and subscribe to her channel. She's the best. She's really nice. She explains things really nice, and she's has a really good heart. So go check her out. So today, what we're gonna kind of go over is I've been working on a continuous granny uh, shawl, or not shawl, uh, granny blanket, because I like doing shawls. So, at first thing that pops into my mind, um, it's a granny blanket. It's a continuous granny blanket, and I've been working on, and it's not nothing. The stitch is nothing new, and I'll go over the stitch that I'm using on this one. There's many tutorials. I'm actually using a spike stitch on this one, but I kind of played with it a little bit. Um, so there's a lot of tutorials for this on the spike stitch and stitch grannies. So I'm just gonna kind of go over what I in turn did with it. I don't. I it was just I had a I see what I do is I get inspiration, and then I kind of play with it to get what I want. Um, and a big thing on this also is um, the yarn that I'm using. You don't necessarily have to use. Um, I'm lucky enough that I can get a hold of some Malabrigo. Um, I know it's at a pricier yarn. If you have, I mean, it would really work up pretty, with something like this, which is a Hobie yarn. Um, it would work up, and if you can't get Hobie, it would work up really well. It would work up really pretty with this, I think. And this is Red Heart. Um, so I'm very lucky that I have access to some really nice yarns. We have some really great yarn stores in the area that I frequent probably more than I should, because some of it is not the most frugal option. Um, but it will work with any yarn. You don't have to use any kind of bougie yarn. I just happened to on this one because I thought the colors were kind of cool. So let me switch. Give me a second. Let me switch the cameras around, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. Okay? See you in a minute. Hi guys, and we're back with my continuous granny square blanket. I would like to actually thank Blossom Crochet. This centerpiece is actually, I was watching a tutorial from her, and that's where the centerpiece came from. And the basic, the first, to here, and then I kind of played around with it a little bit after that. But the basic, um, if you like this pattern, please go to her channel and take a look at it because she has the whole tutorial to make it. Um, the start off is a regular granny square, chain 4, 2 rows of the granny square, the regular granny square, and then you start the spike stitch. And then you have 2 rows of the spike stitch, and then you have 1 row of the spike, and then 1 row of the granny. That's how I did it on the particular um, tutorial that I was watching. She actually did. You can actually do like the spike every row. Um, so it'd be, instead of a spiked row and a granny, it would be a spike, and then a spike, and then a spike all the way out. Um, I wanted to give it a little bit a thicker look to it, so I actually did the spike, and then the granny, and then the spike. Is what I did. But the starting piece is from Blossom Crochet, so that's where I got it from. And then what I did was once I worked out, and for the rest of the blanket, what I'm doing is I'm taking it, and I want it to be the rows to be a little thicker. So what I did was the spike on this one. This last white row was I started the spike, the granny, and a third granny, or a second granny, excuse me. So we have the spike stitch, a granny row, another granny row, and then the spike stitch, and that's how I'm continuing out because there's not so many color changes, and so there's not that many ends to to sew in. That's the back side, so you can see, I've got quite a few little ends here and there of where I changed. So I'll have to sew those in. But I'm trying to, once I got out of the center of the granny square, I was trying to minimize that a little bit. So I went with 3 rows on the solid colors. The colors I actually used on this, the centerpiece to here, to this gray row, is actually Malabrigo. This is Malabrigo Potion. This is a Malabrigo Rios. It's a natural, I want to say. I've had that for a little while. And then this is Ojos, Rios Ojos, which is a green, which is a really pretty green. It's green and blues. And I thought it tied in really nice with the Rios Potion. So I wanted a little bit of a contrast. It came out looking kind of Irish with the green and the white and the dark colors, which I kind of like. It came out. I like the way it came out. So, but you can do this with any color. It's very simple. It's a very simple stitch and a very simple pattern, but it comes out really pretty. It has a really pretty, interesting look to it, which I really liked. So on this, for the solid colors, this brick color and then this tan, the colors, the yarn I used was actually off the yak, which it was kind of a crazy purchase in the middle of the night. On Amazon is where I got it, and I started using it, and it's really soft. Um, the colors are really nice, and it's 120. It's 120 yards, 25% yak, 50% wool, and 25% acrylic. So it's going to be nice and warm for the winter. This is it's, and so I wanted to make it a little tighter on the stitches, so not as many gaps. So this is it's you can find it on Amazon. I'm not sponsored by them or Amazon, but it's something I really like. I really like this yarn, along with of course my favorite, which is Malabrigo. Um, and the hook I'm using is a Furl Streamline, the metal. I really like metal hooks, whether it be Boyd or Zing or the Furls. I really like those. I took I tend to stick with the Furls more than anything. And this is a 5.5 eye hook for this one. Um, I tend to I tend to crochet a little looser, so I went with the this I downsize a little bit. When I knit, I actually knit a little tighter, so I go upsize on the hooks. So it's kind of I don't know why, but that's how it works out for me. So this that's how what I'm working on now. Um, I need to finish this up because this is actually a Christmas present. Um, like I said, I'm working on the Christmas presents now, which is a good thing because last year I was took it in the took it in the shorts because I hadn't finished the projects that I was hoping to finish, and so there was some late Christmas presents. But this year, um, the Rockin' Crocheters got it taken care of. So let me get back and switch the camera back to the normal, and we'll close out the video. Okay? See you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hi, how you guys doing? I'm back. Um, see, I was back in a flash. Um, so what I want to do is shout out a couple of the channels that I've used for like tutorials, which is like Fiber Spider, which I'll put his link in the description. Um, for shawls, for the virus shawl that I've made for the Virus Meets Granny shawl, for the Lost Soul shawl. Um, Also, for Juan, the yarn actor, I've made a couple of shawls from his tutorials. And I'd like to thank Blossom Crochet for the tutorial on the spike stitch. That's the one I used, the one I'm using right now um, for my continuous granny square. So their links will all be in my description. Um, I wanted to finish up with saying I know I've repeated myself a couple of times. Um, this is I'm lucky because I can get Malabrigo, and I can afford it. Um, I'm known to have a bougie yarn case, which is Malabrigo, Jupiter Moon, Queensland yarn, um, you know a little bit higher end. So please, when you're watching my either tutorials or my videos or stuff that I'm working on, you don't have to use what I'm using. Please, use whatever works best for you. I do use red heart. I like the melange. I, I like, I use Karen cakes. I don't use bougie yarn all the time. So I just wanted to kind of stress that. This is supposed to be inclusive of everybody. If you don't have furls hooks and you just have like Susan Bates hooks or Boyle hooks, by all means go for it. I just happen to prefer furls and zing. So, whatever works best for you, please do that. We're all crafters. We're all going to the same end. But that's what it's all about: is making yourself happy. Enjoying the craft. And for me, it's a letdown at the end of the day. I come home, I crochet, usually about from after dinner till the time I go crash. So, and it helps me de-stress from the day. And it's crocheting's, it's wonderful. So if you haven't tried it, and you're just bumping across my channel, and you've watched it this far, if you're a new crocheter, I am too. So let's take this journey together and have some fun, learn some stitches, and do some rocking and rolling. Also, what I'd like to do is thank you to everybody that has subscribed. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys hitting the thummies. And for the people that are watching, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and hit the thummies. I know, they should be the, for the rocker, but it's YouTube, so they have thummies. So please hit the thummies. I would appreciate it. What I'm going to do is, I've got right now, I believe I'm sitting at 150 subscribers. So what I'd like to do is, when I hit 250, what I'd like to do is give away this Candy Royal Stanley cake, and there's the color wave. So when I hit my 250 mark, I want to give the Stanley away, because I know not everybody has had a chance to use this, and this is actually a cotton cake. It's 100% soft cotton. So, and also, along with that, because it's 2,500, or 2,500, 250. I'd also like to give away these Renas. And these are, also these are Grand Prairie, and these are 12 ply cotton. And so I'd also like to give these away when I hit my 250 subscriber. So that's coming up. So keep an eye out, because when I hit it, we're gonna come on live and give away those cakes. If you, in the meantime, if you want to see me on live, keep an eye out for Russ. It's Raining Yarn. I've been coming up live with him on Saturdays. I'm gonna try this week to have my own live on Wednesday, so there's not so much traffic, because everybody comes up on the weekends. So keep an eye out for that, and have a blessed rest of the week. Hope everybody has a good week, and good fortune, for all of you, and good karma. We'll catch y'all later. We'll see you on the YouTube streets. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Smash those thummies. and subscribe. And who knows, you may get a Stanley cake. Okay? We'll see y'all later.